Hey everyone, welcome. I hope you guys are doing good. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's reading is The Person on Your Mind. What do you need to know about them? Please only take what resonates and makes sense. But we have 3 groups for you to choose from: Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Please feel free to pause the video if you need extra time to choose your group. But I will see you guys in your readings. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the first group, then this reading could be for you. The person on your mind, what do you need to know about them? Okay, so to start off, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Three of Cups in reverse, and the Magician upright. So what you need to know about them is that they could depend a lot on other people, maybe to the point of being over-reliant in certain situations or with certain people. For some of you, they could be financially reliant on someone, or they are financially unstable at the moment. But for some of you, they could like to present themselves as, maybe successful or just doing fine. But beneath the surface, maybe there are other things going on in terms of their stability, maybe their financial stability. Or for some of you, it could just be their public image is very different to who they are in private. This could be someone that tries to keep up appearances. It feels like this is someone who kind of yearns or wants a good lifestyle, They could also be someone that prefers to be around people, but at the same time, like, they also enjoy their freedom, but it feels like they try to avoid having too much independence. So this could be someone that may not believe in themselves, a lot, and they generally may not have much confidence. And this lack of confidence could extend to their relationships, how they kind of interact in their relationships, and, their goals, ambition, and stuff like that. So this person, they could also be superficial, and their friendships could be superficial as well, or just some of their friendships are quite superficial. They could be quite guarded romantically. They may not be the most hardworking person as well. Like, they may not have grown much within like the last few years. Like, things could have like stayed the same for them. Like, maybe they haven't had much growth in their personal life, like self-improvement and stuff like that. It could be growth like within their career, or in terms of their fortune, and kind of just moving forward in life. And they may also not feel like they fit in where they're at. So whether this is like amongst their friends, their families, their community, maybe where they live, maybe at their workplace, for example, but in some area of their life, or maybe just where they're at in general right now, they don't feel like they fit in. They often feel excluded or misunderstood, and they may not have the best reputation as well amongst, their community, or, the people that they're around, their friends, or another social group. They may also have moments of not taking care of themselves, But at the same time, like they can overindulge, whether that's eating, liquor, spending money, you know, binge watching stuff or scrolling. So they could, like, they may not be the most grounded person. For some of you, this is specifically related to like their spirituality. Like they may not be very grounded spiritually, maybe emotionally. So at the moment as well, there could be a third party making their life a lot more complicated. This could be an ex that they're dealing with that's making their life a bit difficult at the moment. So for some of you, if this person has an outgoing personality, they could be hiding like a sad or dark feelings underneath this bubbly, playful personality, outgoing personality. And although they like to be around people, they may not like group settings all the time, and they may not feel that people or the people around them like truly supports them. Like they could feel quite lonely, you know. Either they feel like people don't understand how they communicate, or this could just be something that they deal with, like people don't really understand them, understand how they, you know, move, how they act, how they talk. But having said that, they could also be good at influencing other people. For some of you, they, on some level, they could be manipulative. They could be very creative. They could be in the process of trying to manifest something big. And them coming across, like if this person comes across confident, it can sometimes be maybe calculated in a way. They could be quite controlling of other people, or just when they're in relationships, they could be quite controlling. But they could also be very resourceful, and it feels like this person could also have a lot of hidden skills and talents, you know, that they may not even be aware of. Other people may not be aware of their hidden skills and talents. But if they aren't aware of it, they could be aware of it on some level, but they kind of just don't really like take time to like develop it, or they kind of just brush it off and don't really, you know, pay much attention to the things that they're good at. But moving on, we have make better choices. What the hell are you waiting for? Get that done. We also have sensitive emotions. We have balancing masculine and feminine energies. We have examine your beliefs about being tested. And we also have be present. So I will leave those here, but I will read those after I do these cards. So with make better choices, they could be in the process of trying to make better choices, to do better in certain areas of their life. But with what the hell are you waiting for? Get that stuff done. They could also have a problem with like procrastinating and like stalling, and just maybe they take a long time to, you know, do stuff. Like that could be like a general part of maybe who they are. So yeah, they can move quite slowly when it comes to just general life, or their goals, or certain areas of their life. So with gift, be present, they could be trying to be more present in their life, or certain areas of their life, or with certain people. with balancing masculine and feminine energies, they could also be trying to seek out more balance in their life as well, maybe within themselves. And with school, examine your beliefs about being tested. They could be like learning their lesson, kind of learning to take certain things, like take certain lessons out of things they've experienced and actually, utilize it in a positive way for themselves. Like they could be in the process of, trying to do that. Maybe they are doing it, maybe baby steps. But with sensitive emotions, they could be quite sensitive. They could be, for some of you, sensitive to like criticism and stuff like that. And like being excluded, not, being included. They could feel quite sensitive about that kind of stuff as well. So moving on, we have outspoken, we have frank, we have goofy, and we also have unfriendly. So what you need to know about them, with the Three of Cups in reverse as well, I mean, they could be unfriendly. Maybe they're just not the most friendly person. With outspoken, it feels like they have their moments of being outspoken. It doesn't really seem like they're an outspoken person in general, though. With goofy, they definitely could have their childlike and goofy moments as well. But with frank, they may not be like frank and direct and honest all the time. It feels like, again, maybe they have their moments, but it doesn't feel like they're generally, that kind of person. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I do hope it could be helpful. Wishing you the best. And hopefully I will see you guys again soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, please take care. Bye. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the second group, then this reading could be for you. What do you need to know about the person on your mind, the person that you're asking about? Please only take what makes sense. So to start off with, we have the Two of Wands in reverse, King of Swords in reverse, and the King of Pentacles also in reverse. Okay, so what you need to know about them is that they could like to play it safe or prefer to play it safe. Maybe they don't really like taking risks. They could feel easily overwhelmed by like too many choices. This could be someone that doesn't take responsibility or accountability when they need to at times. At the moment, they could be more focused on themselves. On some level, they could fear the changes success might bring. But for some of you, this could be a fear of, kind of just pushing themselves. And fear might be the wrong word, but just like a hesitancy to push themselves or to kind of acquire more success. Like they could be maybe content with how things are right now, so they don't really have any, desire to push themselves. or, you know, encourage change. But they could tend to procrastinate on important things. They could often second guess themselves. So yeah, it does seem like they could be afraid to move forward or invite change. Like they could just be content with where they're at. But this could also be someone that is quite stubborn. They may not be easily influenced. For some of you, they may not have faith in anything outside of themselves or higher than themselves. Like at the moment, they could be prone to clinging to the past. And again, like this could just go back to them not wanting changes. This could be clinging on to the past when it comes to relationships. Let me see. But they may also not let go of things easily either. So for some of you, if this makes sense, they could be sabotaging the relationship that they have with you. Like they could overthink a lot when it comes to you. Another thing you need to know about them is that they may not trust themselves to lead, but they don't follow either, you know? So at the moment, they could just be in a period of inaction. Even though they could be ambitious, it feels like maybe they're just not in the, you know, right place or mindset to take action towards any of their ambitions. It feels like they have a purpose as well, but they could be disconnected from it. Like they could feel as though they haven't or can't fulfill their potential. So for some of you as well, like this person could be very intelligent, but they could also use their intellect to manipulate. They could also be someone that avoids being vulnerable. They could be overly critical, but this does feel like it's mainly directed towards themselves as opposed to other people. It doesn't seem like they're, you know, really critical of other people at all. It feels like they are maybe pretty hard on themselves. But yeah, they could also have a habit at times of being dishonest or just bending the truth. They could like to dominate at times as well. They could be sarcastic. They could be threatened or put off by emotional intelligence in other people. They could have a habit of maybe deflecting blame at times as well. So this could also be an affectionate person. Like this could be someone that loves, that likes to be loved. At the moment, they could be exhausted. They could be conflicted, but it feels like this could be something that they're hiding or just like they won't really admit it, whether that's to themselves or to you or to other people. So this could also be someone that is intimidating or seen as intimidating, but they could be much less intimidating when you actually get to know them. And even though they may not take accountability all the time when it comes to themselves, but they believe in accountability, justice when it comes to other people. Like sometimes they could be unrealistic about other people as well, like in their perception of other people, or their expectations or something else. Like they struggle to see people clearly, if that makes sense, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. So for some of you, this could also be someone that can be arrogant at times. For some of you, this could be a defense mechanism on their part. And if they aren't arrogant, they could just be defensive, at times. They could be good at managing their resources. They could be doing very well for themselves financially, or just in terms of their stability. For some of you, they could use their money, or their status to manipulate or impress, but they may not be as greedy or as materialistic as they could seem to some people, or maybe to you. They may not be the most generous, but they're not ungenerous either, if that makes sense. So maybe like there's a balance between the two. So yeah, this could also be someone that is quite traditional, but they may not like routine very much. And they could be emotionally available even if they don't seem like it. Like this could be someone, again, like they want love, they want to be loved, they want connection, but again, afraid of change. They could be very controlling of themselves as well. And it feels like they've been hurt before, so they could be quite reluctant to open up. So moving on, we have step away from that crazy diet. What does it say on the back? Okay. So step away from that crazy diet. We also have detox. So both of these feel health related. And then we have doctor, which is heal thyself. So maybe we'll see. So we have doctor, heal yourself. We have bridge, stay connected to what is important to you. We have life lessons. It says you can break free from recurring negative patterns by praying to know the lesson and the blessing that they contain. We also have earn your divine power. And I shall read these ones after. So with step away from the crazy diet, the person you're asking about, they could really love their food. Could be random from this particular card, but yeah, they could really love their food. They could really like when people cook for them and stuff like that. With detox, they could sometimes like need or want to isolate themselves, or like just kind of keep to themselves. Like sometimes they could just feel the need to be by themselves. So with Doctor Heal Yourself, there could be a lot of things that this person needs to heal from. But I don't know if avoiding it is the right word, but they could feel like they're fine, and maybe they don't feel like they need to heal these things, but there could be certain things that they need to heal that could, pop up in, their life, relationships and stuff like that. But they could feel like they're fine and it doesn't really affect their life, So with bridge, stay strong and remain connected to what is important to you. You may need to know that they could be trying to reconnect with something, or just, things that were important to them, that was important to them. in the past. So again, like this could come back to them not being able to easily let go of the past. Like they could, like this could be someone that finds themselves, always, going back to the past or trying to reconnect with things or people from the past. But this could be things that are important to them though, So with life lessons, you can break free from recurring negative patterns by praying to know the lesson and the blessing that they contain. They could have worked really hard on learning certain life lessons. Like they could have worked hard of breaking free from certain recurring patterns, whether they were negative or not. So with Own Your Divine Power, replace codependent people-pleasing with assertiveness and empowerment. The message I'm actually getting with this does more so center around codependency. On some level, or with some people, they could be quite codependent. Which could cause some issues within their life. And this could come back to them holding on to the past, whether that's people, situations, and stuff like that. They could be quite codependent maybe on the past, or, people or things that are familiar to them. So moving forward, we have shy, impressionable, supportive, and impartial. So what you need to know about them is that they can be supportive. They could also be impartial. Maybe they don't really take sides, or they don't really have strong opinions on a lot of things, or they kind of just like take the middle ground on a lot of things. For some of you, they could have a preference for people, maybe just certain people, like some of their relationships, and prefer for people to be like shy or impressionable. But yeah, for some of you, they could be quite impressionable themselves at times. But yeah, that is all I have though for those of you who chose this group. Do hope it can be helpful, and I'm wishing you the best, and hopefully I will see you guys again soon. Please take care. Bye. Hey, welcome. I hope you guys are doing good. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've chosen the third group, then this reading could be for you. Please only take what makes sense and resonates for you, aligns with your own intuition. So to start off with, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, Five of Cups in reverse, and the Page of Cups upright. So what do you need to know about the person you're asking about today? So you could need to know that this person, they could struggle to work well with others. Maybe they just prefer to work by themselves. They could be someone that likes to feel appreciated. Like they don't like feeling undervalued, overlooked. Like they could really dislike it when their effort isn't acknowledged and reciprocated. They could be competitive and ego-driven at times, but them being ego-driven could be a bit unhealthy. So they may not be open to learning from others. They could prefer to learn in their own way, in their own time, at their own pace. Like they may not like to feel that external pressure from people. So depending on who this person is to you, they don't want you seeing them as less than. Like they could hate the idea of you seeing them as not good enough. So this is someone that could also feel isolated in their goals, in their values. They could feel whatever journey they're on right now is a lonely one, you know, and a solo journey that they can't really take other people on. So they could feel isolated in that. Sometimes they could avoid accountability when they've made a mistake. For some, they could actually feel excluded from their family. And they could be wary of someone coming into their life and sabotaging their progress. Like they could have worked really hard on themselves. Or just within certain areas of their life. So they could also deal with a lot of jealousy, resentment, and envy directed towards them. And for some of you, this could be from an ex, this could be from people who aren't really in their lives anymore. And it could be coming from people who've distanced themselves from the person that you're asking about. It could be people associated with their ex or old life. For some of you, it could be a general thing that they have to deal with. Like maybe they kind of just find, you know, in different environments for different reasons that they, you know, just feel or experience a certain resentment and jealousy towards them. So at the moment, they could be going through the motions in life right now, like one day at a time, just kind of doing what they have to do. They could struggle with self-worth at times, but they do have a general confidence within themselves. But again, like they do doubt their worth. And this could be more so when it comes to other people. Like maybe they don't really question their worth when it's just them, but maybe when that was clarified by the lovers, so they could kind of question their worth maybe when it comes to other people, when it comes to maybe relationships. So yeah, this person could be very skilled at a few different things. They could have a few different, you know, talents and things that they're good at. This could be someone that tries or prefers to be cautious and careful. They could be emotional in general. They could be quite sensitive in general, or they could be quite emotional right now. For some of you though, this could be about you. Like they could be feeling emotional over you, but also they're trying to suppress their feelings. They could be wondering, you know, what could have been. They could also be afraid to be vulnerable as well. So they could have a lot going on emotionally, especially when it comes to you. And this could also be someone that pretends they're fine when they're not. And they may have recently pulled themselves out of a dark period. And they could be in the process of forgiving themselves for just certain things they've done that they're not proud of. They do try to distract themselves when they're feeling sad. They do have a hard time letting go of things. It feels like they're still trying to figure out how to best navigate their emotions. But again, this feels like something they're figuring out. Like they're not just, just leaving it. Like it feels like it is something they are trying to address. So this person, they could also want to help you heal or move past something. This person, they may not be very forgiving or empathetic when it comes to everyone, but they are sensitive to other people's feelings. I know that kind of sounds like a contradiction. Maybe it doesn't to some of you. But yeah, that's the message that's coming through. Like they could be very loving and intuitive. They could have an innocent spirit as well. And they could be generally open emotionally, maybe when it comes to certain people or in certain environments. And they can be very sweet. They could like to make sweet gestures, again, maybe with certain people. And they see you as quite playful and they feel quite idealistic about you as well. And it feels like they really want to be understood and seen by you. Yeah. So moving on, we have things are going down with your job. We have you think someone is lying. We have chase, face and embrace the person in the mirror. We have release attachments to what was and prepare for what is to come. We also have spiritual path. We also have divine intervention, and I shall read those ones after. So with something is going down with your job, you may need to know that they are maybe dealing with things maybe within their job, or they could be dealing with things outside of their job that is impacting their work. So whether you think someone is lying, for some of you, you need to know that they could be hiding something from you. This may not be, super important, but either they're hiding something from you now, if you already have a relationship with this person, or, if you do develop a relationship with them in the near future, they could end up hiding something from you, and this could be related to their past. But it doesn't feel like there's malicious intent behind them hiding things from you. So with spiritual path, it says your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. So for some of you, what you need to know about them is that they could be on a spiritual path or journey right now. They may not, call it that themselves, but It feels like they are being encouraged or, pushed, forced, whatever it may be, to make necessary changes within their life. And that could be something that they are experiencing right now. So with Chase, it says face and embrace the person in the mirror, kind of similar to the message that came out earlier. It feels like they are trying to face themselves or face certain things within their past, within their character, maybe who they are, and they are trying to either work on it or embrace it. And yeah. So yeah, they could be learning to heal, they could be learning to forgive themselves or move forward from certain things. With transition as well, like they could be in a period of transition, kind of similar to this card. They could be, being forced or encouraged or urged to make certain changes. And this could be, causing them to transition, causing them to change, causing them to release certain attachments, maybe to things that weren't healthy or aren't healthy for them, and kind of just making space for new stuff, and for what is being brought into their life. So this card says divine intervention. I mean, it's kind of similar to the energies that we've already picked up on. So yeah, they could be experiencing a divine intervention right now. Like they could be on a spiritual path. They could be finding themselves. They could be like, it kind of, you said it earlier as well, like they could be on a journey that feels kind of isolating because they feel like maybe people wouldn't understand their journey, or it's just something that they have to experience for themselves, by themselves. So yeah, they could be going through this transition, and it could be a bit of a divine intervention, maybe even I don't know if it's as significant as a tower moment would be, but yeah, they could be going through some big changes, especially with this 5 being here. So moving on, we have fearless, decisive, quiet, and victim. So what you need to know about them is that they could have their moments of being quiet, or their moments where they kind of just prefer quiet, prefer silence. They could even like quiet people. They could have their moments of being fearless. They also have their moments of being quite decisive. But for a lot of you, this feels like it's about you specifically. Like they're learning to be a lot more decisive when it comes to you. Also in other areas of their life. That was clarified by 2 of Swords and 2 of Pentacles. So maybe they've had their issues of being indecisive, and they're learning to, be more assertive, more decisive. And it also feels like they are like, it feels like they're working on detaching from feeling or being a victim in some situation. That they could be finding more strength, or just deciding not to see themselves as a victim. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I really do hope it can be helpful. I'm wishing you the best. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully I will see you again soon. But please take care. Bye.